What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brittany Fontanez, and I teach people how to turn their pain into power to find the infinite love within thyself. So thank you so much for being here. You're well appreciated and you're loved for who you truly are. I don't even need to know your name or how you look. I just know that I love you, and I just know that you are loved. So I'm going to spread that message out to you. Now today's message, let's dive deep into love. Now I'm not going to ask you what love means to you or what is love. I'm just going to dive in and explain my experience with love and how you can implement this in your life. See, love to me is not only a form of act, it's a form of feeling. Majority of us do act with the intention of love, but we really don't allow ourselves to be motivated and moved by love. Majority of us do favors for random people, but at the end of the day, we resent those favors we do. We resent acting out the way that we do to people, and we think we're doing it out of love, but really majority of us, we're doing it out of pity. We're doing it out of, we feel like we have to, or we're not really doing it from a framework of actually unconditional love. From my experience, I'll give you the whole details. In my household, I never grew up with love. I didn't know what love is, and if we ever did say I love you to each other, or whenever someone did say they love me, they did it out of form of wanting me to do something. So I really didn't know or understand what love really was. So as growing up, people who grew up in a household, I would say dysfunctional households, where they never were taught love, grew up into not only with traumas, but getting into relationships where there was no emotional attention. We would go after people. I know in most of my relationships that I've had, romantically or friendship wise, I would always attract people who were so unemotionally attached, meaning they were physically there, but they weren't really there. They weren't really present. They weren't really moving out of the state of unconditional love. That's why most of my relationships, I've been judged, I've been hurt, I've been used. Majority of people I call moochers to me are people who just mooch off you, just use you. So I was always surrounded by that, even in my own family. Love wasn't really there. If anything, love to them was disloyalty, opinionating, dictating, talking each other's backs. That's not really love. If anything, there is a huge difference between egotistical love and actual unconditional love. But here, we're talking about unconditional love here. But since I already brought that up, egotistical love is what I just explained. People who use the love in a form of manipulation. And I know a lot of us have experienced that. And I know a lot of us probably give up on love, and a lot of us are looking for our soulmate and we feel like we're not worthy of love. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Your traumas are not you. And majority of these people in this world don't know how to love. But here's what I'm going to explain to you. Since I grew up without knowing love, the way that I've been able to find love was by not only diving deep within my soul, but the matter of how did I want to present myself in a way of how I want people to present themselves to me. And that really helped me analyze the way that I was, how I grew up, what I grew up around with, what I did not like, and what I did want. And that really helped me to get into a framework of how to move my posture, my tonality, how I want to make people feel when I'm around, how my aura is, how my vibration is being emitted. And I'm going to tell you, this is not for the weak, man. People who choose not to want to understand from a framework of putting themselves in other people's shoes, which is empathy, then those people are really doing things out of sympathy. Empathy is people who really connect with others and really get in tune with them to the point that they will become one with them. And with that, that is very beautiful, because people like that are needed in this world. All right, you guys. But what I learned was sympathy. My light. But what I learned with sympathy is that people who only love out of sympathy are the ones who really do not care. Those are the ones who really just use manipulation to the form of their own well-being, or really not really wanting to see or really care about how other people think and see and how I feel. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what I am saying is that don't expect goodness or good people to stick around with you if you're not willing to be a little more selfless, rather selfish. So here's what's beautiful. When you can love out of unconditional, you're not asking or expecting anything from other people or any situation. That's what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is doing things out of the essence of who you are, not what can I get out of this. There's a huge difference. And why I really want to share this is because a lot of us are seeking love in such wrong ways. I know a lot of family members who are in relationships and who get abused emotionally, physically, verbally, and they think that they need to stay in that relationship because I love this person and they don't know who they are, so they deserve this love. I'm not saying no one in this world doesn't deserve love. What I am explaining is that you can't love someone who doesn't love themselves. And if someone who doesn't love themselves, they wouldn't know how to act in a framework of the way that you want them to act towards you. Relationships like that are not made out of love. They're out of toxicity, and they're really just like, they're gonna destroy you. But you don't want that for yourself. Honestly, I prefer to be alone and learn to love my company and myself and be around people who love me and I love them, rather than being around people who tolerate me. That's not love right there. Love is you feeling good about yourself and you accepting everything the way that it is, even people. I'm not gonna lie, I failed at loving people for who they were. I was so resentful. I was very judgmental. I was a hypocrite. I couldn't keep any promises. I was very insecure, very self-loathing. Man, I was everything you could think of the ego. But I realized where that got me. But here's the thing. This is how you turn your pain into power. I allowed those choices, that way of life, to help me accumulate a form of unconditional love. When I realized how I used to be, and I realized that the things I was attracting, the kind of people, I started to learn that I needed to dive within myself to find the unconditional love that I needed. Unconditional love is being connected with all that is, and allowing it just to be there and accept it wholly and fully and completely. And everyone in this world deserves love. I mean, if anything, this world was made out of love, and we've forgotten that aspect. We've forgotten that, most of us stay in the low vibrations, which is anger, resentment, hatred. The lowest one you could think of is depression. Actually, matter of fact, it's hatred. But we need to stop hating and start loving. We need to go from those low, dense vibrations from the 3D all the way up to the 5D, which is, once you hit that neutral state, now you could go up to reasoning. You could go up to acceptance. You could go up to, You could go to love. And then with love, you go up to more of conditional love. And with love, you go into ecstasy, enlightenment. Now, here's another thing I want to explain to you. Enlightenment is not a superhero power. It's not a superhuman power. Enlightenment is unbecoming something to become who you really are. And who you really are is unconditional love. What we really are is unconditional love. Everything around you is nothing but love. And how would you know that? Take your breath, for instance. We don't know how our heart beats and we don't know how to breathe in oxygen, but it's here for us because it was made out of love. Trees were created for us in order for us to have oxygen to breathe. That's love. Having a meal cooked for you, that's love. Having you allowing yourself to cry out everything that's hurt you so you can come from a standpoint of wanting to find peace in your own mind, that's love. You setting boundaries is love. You speaking your own truth and staying true to your authenticity, that's love. I'm telling you, there's love everywhere, you guys. You got to open up your eyes, you got to open up your heart and free your mind. We can't find love if we're in a state of viruses. What I mean by viruses, we can't love from a state of fear, from a state of resentment, holding grudges, the past, hatred. Oh my God, hatred is so loved now to the point the truth hurts, but fakeness is so adored. You know, this universe is shifting massively. We've been living in a state of hell on earth. Now we're creating our heaven on earth. And it's about time we start realizing that love is the frequency that changes everything in this life. I'm telling you guys, if it wasn't for love, I would not be here. If it wasn't for love, I would not want to continue to spread this wisdom, this ability that I've been given. If it wasn't for love, I would not take my pain as opportunities for me to find my power. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't find the love within me, the love that I really came from, the love that has made me, and the love that is me. I would not have been able to find that. So I'm telling you guys, move with purpose. And the purpose is always be in a state of love. Write it down. Write it down. Love, appreciation, security, all those things are what's going to keep you moving forward and what's going to emit the vibration that this universe needs. You are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved, and you are loved. Start seeing yourself from a state of a blessing, because you are a blessing. When I started to realize and open up my eyes to the framework of unconditional love, I started to realize that the things I was attracting is not only because the way I was feeling, the way I was thinking. It's because majority of the time you attract what people desperately need. This is why I tell you, protect your own energy. But you attract things that people desperately need, and people need that love. People need that love. But know your worth and know how to give yourself love first before you try to go and overfill or fill people's cups. Make sure your cup is overfilled to the point you can give other people love. Love starts with you. And love is always around you. And love is always going to be given to you. Open up your eyes, change your perspective, and start seeing from a different angle. Because when you see from a different angle, things change. This is why I spread my wisdom and teach people how to turn their pain into power to find the infinite love within themselves. Because we motherfucking deserve love, man. We fucking deserve to be here, to be appreciated, to feel worthy. And honest, you guys, love yourself and go for yourself so hard to the point being lonely doesn't exist. You're just alone and you enjoy your company, and you rather prefer the company of love from people and things rather than tolerating shit that has nothing to do with love. And only that, people in your past, anything that has done you wrong, love those people. Because as much as you may seem like they don't deserve it, one, everyone deserves love, so give them love. And two, you're doing it out of love for yourself too. What you put out is what you get back. So start being and embodying love. That's the only way we can move forward and be the best version of ourselves. So anywho, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think it's beneficial, please share on any social media. Tag me in it. Add me on Instagram. Follow me. And also click the notification button so you can get new videos every single day. But anywho, you guys, I really freaking love you. I want you to love yourself and realize the miracle that you are. And start emitting your goodness, but knowing how to protect your energy at the same time. So again, you guys, I'll see you on the next one. Stay blissful, be loved, and you're wanted. Namaste.